Okay guys, we are in the shop and I got this Asteroids 1979 PCB board right here, and I had taken out the D2 and the E2 RAM chips. They're 4K SRAM and they're over here on my blue board. Here's the D2, it's a 2114 SK RAM. I just stick it on the wall here. And today what I'm going to be doing is socketing the chips. I got these tin sockets here, they're like 12 cents a piece, and I am going to solder them onto the PCB. Hold on one second here. Alright, I'm going to solder them on the PCB. A lot of people online were saying that get rid of the gold sockets and replace them with tin. Looks like my battery is gonna die here, but I'll continue on when it doesn't charge it up. Oh, and see, I almost put this in the wrong way. There's a little notch at the top. That means it's the top of the IC, or the chip integrated circuit. And all these chips have a little notch of them. They're all facing up or north, but in this case the wording on Asteroids indicates that this is the top of the board, but we're going to go with the top of every chip here. So it has a notch on the socket as well as the chip, so I'm going to line that up here on the PCB and carefully and gently wiggle this in. Alright, and that's in there like that. Alright, I got my trusty solder here. It's a 60-40, but in this case 63-37. Still 60-40 solder. Got my solder sucker here, plunger, and 35 watt solder iron here. Or it's 25 watt, sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and solder this PCB socket in here. I'm holding it on one side because it might fall back through. Alright, so I get a little solder here and prime my soldering iron. Let me just prime it over here. Okay. And I already went ahead and I reflowed everything, so couldn't find the problem that way. Having a little difficulty with the first solder. There we go. Okay, now that's soldered. Let's see if the camera's... There we go. Oh. Tripod's a little iffy. Alright, so... And then we're going to solder this end here to hold the socket in place. And there it goes. Sunk into place. Alright, well, since that's in there, I'm just going to continue on. And I saw a guy online where he solders just like how you would rotate tires. So, because he said you don't want to heat up one part of the board too much rather than leave the other, right? So, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and solder the rest here. And this one's here is bubbling up like the first one. Not too sure if there's continuity there, but it's not really. I'm just going to carry on the other side here. Bring up some more solder here. There's that pin I had trouble with, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my solder sucker to suck it up. Oh, didn't prime it. And then I'm gonna try to solder it again. That one adjacent, pretty sure I hit that one. Alright, so it's soldered on there. Let's check the results on the other side here. From what I see, it looks good. Just go ahead and give that a quick scan. Looks okay. I really like to use cotton swab to clean off the excess flux, but it looks okay to me. I'm not happy with those two there. Looks like maybe too much solder. That one doesn't even have solder on it. Okay. That looks about right. It's gonna. Alright, so that first socket is in there. I'm going to go ahead and grab the second socket and pour it over and make sure the notch is at the top. Line it up with the notch holes, 3 leads, alright. Solder sucker that was holding in the chip before. Actually, I'm not even going to test that. Alright, got my solder here. A little bit more. Alright. So again, I'm going to double check, see if it's lined up at the top, and it is. Looks pretty good. Battery's still going, yeah. Oh, I got it, 1 second.